Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this chilly Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. When I say to you, they say it may drop down to 37 degrees tonight in the city of Chicago. One would not believe that this is the 10th day of May, mind you. I heard of April showers bringing May flowers, but I'm starting to think it's going to be May snowstorm. What in the world is going on with our weather? But I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As the world is opening back up, we have an icon joining us this evening, the legendary Miss Mary Green, who is the founder and creator of the Black Women's Expo. Last year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Black Women's Expo was canceled, but it is back this year. Matter of fact, I heard about her expo coming back before I heard about the auto show coming back. So that lets me know that a Black woman has her finger on the pulse of everything. And she, again, was a trendsetter and said she was coming back. And so she'll be here tonight to give us a bird's eye view of everything that will take place at the revamped Black Women's Expo this year, virtually and in person. So it's going to be a really great time. My co-host this evening is no stranger to the show. She's here all the time with us. We love and adore her. She is Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. She drops lots of wisdom, but most importantly, she's good in this co-host seat with me. We laugh, we talk, we do what we do. Hello, darling. How are you? Happy Monday.
Hello, sweetheart. Happy Monday to you and happy Monday to our audience today. It's been, I can't believe it's a new month. And like you said, Prince said sometimes it snows in April. I wonder what he would have written about May.
Look, that is snits in May. That's what it is. That is snits in May. Look, right. He said snows in April. Honey, this is like somebody is just dumping a bucket of just nasty water on us. It's just like, are you kidding me? You know how much I love Florida, and people have been FaceTiming me, and I am just upset. I just am upset. So yeah,
don't be upset, because I think Mother Nature is letting us know that she's still in control. So we need to pay homage to Mother Nature. Say, Mother Nature, please, we've been good. We want some nice weather so our plants can continue to bloom. We want some nice, 70, 80 degree weather. So we'll just, given the fact we just had Mother's Day, pay homage to Mother Nature.
Yes, absolutely, Chris. Happy Mother's Day to all our beautiful mothers. Absolutely. Yes. Whether your mother is here, maybe not there, or has gone to the great beyond, whatever the case may be, we want to hope that all you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day. And coming up later on in the show, Kay Renee and I are going to get personal tonight. We're going to talk about when you lose your mom, and when celebrations like Mother's Day and birthdays and holidays that meant a lot come around and you're not able to celebrate anymore. It really does take a tremendous toll on those who are left behind to mourn and cherish the loss of these people. So we'll talk about, I have 10 things that we can kind of do, Kay Renee, to get ourselves back out of that rut, But you look good tonight. You really do.
Thank you, love. For you, I always got to look good and be my best, because, I can't be looking bad, not for Chat Daddy.
Well, that's all right, baby. That hair is fabulous. You look great. You like you're well rested and all of that. So I appreciate you so very much. I really, really do. So anything else exciting over the weekend? Did you get a chance to check out Saturday Night Live?
I did. And let me just say, Elon Musk, he is a trendsetter. He is a pioneer. But the one thing
he is
very surprised that he also has Asperger's syndrome, which kind of makes sense. If you follow him, it's like, okay, it makes sense. He may have some type of learning disability, but he's brilliant. And one thing I did like, given the fact it was Mother's Day and his mother is still alive, he brought her on stage, and I'm like, she looks familiar. So I had to do some research on her. I said, oh, she's that cover girl lady that has all that beautiful makeup. And I mean, Miss May Musk, it's a bad sister. So,
Oh, you're kidding me. So his mom was a model at one point?
yeah, she's a model, yes, known dietitian, but she's done cover girl commercials, featuring herself and looking just gorgeous. Oh, Chris, rest in peace to your mom. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, that's really cool. I mean, here's the deal. I thought Saturday Night Live added a great touch Saturday by having everyone's mom come on, and they did that monologue. I thought that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I did have some reservations or concerns about Elin being the host, seeing that, normally they go with celebrities or athletes, musical, artists or whatever. And for him to be just like a really wealthy guy, I thought that was just so interesting. Like, did he buy his way into that? And then who really thought about Elon Musk as a co-host? You know what I'm saying? And I think he's a nice looking guy, though. I think he's a very nice looking guy.
He's different. As I said, for him to acknowledge and to be comfortable in his own skin that says, I'm the first guest that has Asperger's syndrome, or the one who will admit it. That's part of autism. And a lot of people, there was Autism Awareness Month, I think in April, I believe.
Yes.
So this is, I think he'll be a great spokesperson for the learning disability. But again, my feature, to me, my highlight was having his mom be a monologue with him. And as I said, I said, she looks so familiar. So, me and my research, I was like, oh, that's the model. I said, well, look at Miss May with an E. He made it clear he said that.
I never in a million years would have known that. That is something else. Well, all right. Very good. Excellent research on that. Well, congratulations to Elon Musk for successfully hosting Saturday Night Live. We also want to give a shout out to my girl, Miley Cyrus. She's actually getting older now. Like, Miley is looking old. Like I never in a million years, I saw no traces of Hannah Montana on that stage Saturday night. Isn't that interesting? Like, she is a woman now,
a fully grown woman, and hopefully she's calmed down a little bit, because as she was growing up, Father Billy Ray, and I get the talent, because she's extremely talented, but she was, as they say, she sold her oats, and she sold her oats publicly. So hopefully now that she's gotten some wisdom and some age, that she will, just now be a good lady, however that works for her.
Right. Well, here's the deal. And what I appreciate about her more than anything is Miley Cyrus is always acknowledging Dolly Parton, who is her godmother.
Yes.
And the fact that she really does take care and nurture and help her with a lot of things. So I'm thinking that good old Dolly done got in Miley's ear and like, look, girl, this is the way you need to do this. This is how you do it. Because she really does seem to be a different person now, much like Justin Bieber has changed into a different person now.
Thank God. It's just interesting when, a lot of child stars, they have that bridge. You think about our lady, Miss Regina King. She was a child star, and you talk about blossom. This is just, Miss King is doing it and doing it well. But it's a huge gap for child stars to progress into being adults. So hopefully going forward, when you see the new generation of child stars, they'll have a strong support system, but good parents to say, look, we want you to still be children, so you won't have that, because you've read the stories of a lot of child stars. They use drugs, they just go into a different realm. So, kudos to Miley and Justin too, because now he's married.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, let's continue on with tonight's news stories. Tonight is our first night coming back with the COVID-19 update and all the statistics. And so today, Illinois public health officials reported 1,000 424 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 12 additional fatalities in the last 24 hours, and over 70,000 vaccinations were administered in the last 24 hours.
Wow.
70,000. Right.
Wow.
The newly reported coronavirus cases now bring the state's total to 1,356,391 cases since the beginning of the pandemic, and it has left a toll on the state of Illinois of 22,235, and that's all according to the Illinois Department of Public Health. Let me see. Other than that, that's pretty much it on that. They are mentioning the fact that they quite possibly could be lifting the mask restrictions on indoor places, and this would come from the CDC. So this would be that big hello, we are free from not wearing these anymore. I don't know about you, but baby, what we say on this show, we will be wearing masks until Juvember of 2025. Yeah, yeah. What you think, Terry Renee?
Until we reach 100% herd immunity, I will remove my mask. I am still not comfortable. We don't know who has been vaccinated. I mean, when you have your small tribe, that's a part. That's something someone you can depend upon. But when you go out, I'm not. I don't feel comfortable yet.
Right.
So
because this has been a lot. This has been a lot on us, you know.
it has.
Yeah.
And do you remember last year, Art, when we would talk about the COVID statistics? We would always wear a mask. We talk about we wear masks. And we were hoping for the day that vaccinations will take place and we can kind of lift up those restrictions. And now here we are. But still, I'm just still not comfortable.
No, I'm not either. I am not either. I tell people I have no problem with wearing the mask when I'm seated, eating or drinking. I was out Friday with some people. I stood up and took a picture, you know, that type of thing. But everybody was clear to let me know they had been vaccinated. And then I knew these people, again, watching them on social media, no issues, no problems. You know, they were letting me know what they've been doing. They know what I've been doing. So, I mean, you know, but I'm not going to be around a whole bunch of people and not have a mask on. That's just a no-go. Yes.
Not only that, Art, you notice in now a lot of these companies are asking their workers to come back to work. So, you know, the traffic detail is getting a little heavier now. You know, still, I don't know if I would feel comfortable going even back to work or going back to an office.
Right. Because today they announced that, you know, they will now be giving vaccines in the lobbies of the major buildings downtown. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when I was trying to get my vaccine, it was so touchy and critical and you had to stand 6 feet back and it was just a major production. And then when you went back and got the second shot, I know I wasn't feeling my best after the first shot and then maybe the second shot. Long story short, you finna stick me and I'm gonna get on the elevator and go upstairs and go to work. I thought it was just me. What you said? No.
At the end of the day, you have to take care of you. That's more important. And like I say, is but you know, there's some good news on the vaccine front. You know, it literally just was announced a couple hours ago that the FDA grants emergency use authorization to Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine to kids ages 12 to 15, which is really good because you do recall one young girl. I think she's in the Chicago area. She took the COVID vaccine, and 2 days later, she was gone.
Yes. Isn't that horrible? That is horrible. Yeah, it is. It's really horrible. Yes.
So, and you know, kids, you know, they're not gonna be as stringent as adults. So it's up to the parents to, of course, do your research, talk to your physician.
Right.
And, you know, you have to make that decision, especially if you want kids to go back to school.
Yes.
So
I
I
agree.
thought that was good to hear that Pfizer they received FDA emergency approval for the vaccine for children.
Mhm. Ina made a great point. She says, if gas doubles, people won't be on the road. Fuel shortage, possibly on
Yeah,
the horizon,
I
as
heard
well
that.
as grocery prices are on the horizon, as well as the largest manufacturer of diapers and feminine products. They will have a price increase
Oh
soon.
Lord.
Uh, pork is at an all-time high right now. K. Renee, I'm thinking of the pandemic 100 years ago, and
Hmm.
keep in mind when the pandemic was over, we were in the Roaring '20s, and so
Yeah.
right now I'm considering this the Roaring '20s phase. Everybody wants to get out, party, spend money, live lavish, all of that. But am I not? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Great Depression happen after that?
In 1929, October to be exact.
Could you repeat that again, madam? Could
In
our madam
19
exist?
in 1929, in October to be exact, that's when the Great Depression hit, and that was the adverse effect of what happened during the Spanish flu or the flu of 1918.
Right, right. And so that's what I'm saying, that our worst days are really ahead of us, even
Yes,
though people are not diagnosed with COVID as much and as many people are not dying, people are getting the vaccine. We still have got a lot to recover from. This economy is just really bad right now. Everywhere you turn, restaurants are looking for workers. And they
oh
and they want to
yes,
they want to go back and forth with the unemployment and this, that, and another. The thing is that most of these jobs pay such low wages, people cannot afford to even live. And
that's
so
right.
it's not a matter of just restaurants, it's anywhere.
Exactly. And it's not just the restaurant industry, it's all industries. They want quality workers, but they don't want to pay. But on the other side, as you just indicated, gas is going up, grocery bills are going up, everything is going up. So how it will a family of four expect to live and trying to live right and live safely?
Right. Because I even heard electric bills will be on the rise as well, too.
I believe it.
Oh, absolutely, because they've got to recoup all this money where they were not letting you make payments, they were not
Right.
getting their payments on time. All of that has a huge effect on how all of this works. So,
That's right.
okay. All right. Well, with that being said, today is National Clean Your Room Day. And so you and I were both laughing backstage about this. Actually, I did get up today and I had a lot of different things I had to clean up and move. And Mondays is kind of my housework day. But when was the last time you really cleaned your bedroom? When was it? When was the last you saw I was moving something when the show first started, didn't you? I didn't realize it was up there. Right. This is not only my studio, but this is my office. Yes.
Um, I may be a descendant of George Washington. I cannot tell a
Oh,
lie.
yeah. Okay.
It's been a minute.
Has it?
It's been a minute. Now, I live in a townhouse, so my downstairs is nice, look good. My living quarters, the
Yes. Well,
second
that's a
level,
different story. Yes.
that's another story. But
That's
when
another
you mentioned
story.
that backstage, I was like, really? All right, you gonna put me on blast tonight?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I've got to get, and you know what? But it's springtime. You want to be able to clean your room or just get declutter, because when you can do
Yes.
that, that's when good things can start to come up. When
Right.
you feel you know this, when a lot of wealthy people, they give away their clothes. Yes, they get a tax deduction, but they know the law of attraction, right? Once you give, the more you give, the more you receive. So
Yes.
you keep me on point. All right, keep me accountable. I'm going to, before
Okay.
the end of this month, I'm putting it out there, audience. I am going to clean my room before the end of this month. So
Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna check in on you and find
please
out
do.
what's the progress, all of that. And
Please
I
do.
fully understand because I love wearing great fashion. And so I have to go from winter fashion to summer fashion.
Mhm.
And then I have to find some places, but the winter fashion, then I need
Right.
to give away a lot of things. So I fully understand that. But before the month of May is over,
Yes.
you have got to clean your room.
I will
Okay, so
clean my room. So, audience, please keep me accountable. Say, hey, Carrie Day, put it on the screen. Are you gonna clean your room? Have you been clean your
yes,
room? So
right.
keep me accountable. I keep everybody else accountable. Please keep me accountable, okay?
We got you. We got you. We're gonna, as they said, we're gonna stay on your earth about getting that room
Please
cleaned.
do.
Okay, very good. And this day was created because most moms on Mother's Day, which was yesterday, really would want their children just to clean their rooms up. That would probably be the ultimate gift. And so
Exactly.
there we go. That's why this day was even created. Today is also National Shrimp Day. Are you a shrimp lover?
All day long. I love me some scrimp. Love
I
me some scrimp.
know. I know. What's your favorite way of devouring scrimps?
Um, well, I used to eat fried scrimp, but I like it boiled. I like it seared. I love shrimp with a little shrimp cocktail sauce. I like shrimp in different soups. But yeah, I love shrimp. Love it.
I do too. I do too. I love prawns, the big ones.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
those off the barbie, grilled on the barbecue.
Hmm.
I love fried shrimp. I love oh my God, boiled shrimp.
Yes.
You name it. Yeah, I am a shrimp person, and fried shrimp are probably my favorite. I guess we'll have to do a restaurant segment one night where we'll
We
talk
will.
about who has the best fried shrimp in Chicago.
Yes.
But here's the deal, you guys. Shrimp is actually very healthy food. It's low in calories. It's high in omega-3, calcium, iodine, and it has protein levels. Shrimp is also known to be considered good for the cardiovascular system, but I do know people who have high cholesterol have to stay away from shrimp.
But also, Art, it's an excellent aphrodisiac.
Oh, is it? I thought oysters was an aphrodisiac, but shrimps are aphrodisiac as well too. Oh, as you
It's
wink, as you wink.
it's an excellent aphrodisiac.
Oh, really? Oh, I never knew shrimps were an aphrodisiac. Oh, maybe that's why I act a fool every time I eat some shrimps. Okay. Oh my God.
Yes.
We want to offer our thoughts and prayers out to the family of famed architect Helmut Jean. Uh,
Yes.
he passed away over the weekend, 80 years old, was out cycling and got
Hmm.
hit by two different cars and was
Yes.
killed. A lot of people may not know the name, but I'll familiarize you guys with his work. He is known for creating the Thompson Center, which is now up for sale.
Hmm.
That big kind of spaceship kind of place. Keep in mind that building was built in the 2000s, but the interior looked like it was the 80s with the
Right.
elevators and the boxes, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. He also was responsible for the tunnel in Terminal 1, United Airlines. He was responsible
Oh.
for the lightning show of lights. You
Oh,
know how you
wow.
ride that escalator and those
Hmm.
lights? So I'm going to tell you a funny story. Flight attendant stories. I did not fly for United, but friends of mine that were flight attendants from for United would often tell me that people would be drunk getting on those planes and coming through that tunnel, and then that light, and they would be passing out and collapsing because the light would get them. Almost like a strobe light, not to for anybody
Yes.
right, but the light would get them, and they'd be,
Oh my
oh,
goodness.
whoa, right. It would be too much for them to see that because it was like a lightning storm of them colored
Right.
light rods, and that it was too much for some people. That they said, oh, it was always a passenger passing out, falling out, or whatever
That is
because the light show
hilarious.
was too much for them. Yes,
That's hilarious. And I love that. When I've gone through Terminal 1 at United, whenever I've flown United, I thought that was kind of cool, but I did not know he created that. So
yes,
definitely prayers go out to his family. He made
absolutely.
just a huge contribution in the architectural industry. So,
Germany, all over the world. Yeah, right.
mhm,
Iconic buildings, really, absolutely.
mhm.
All right, so I found out that NBC is dumping the annual award show. What's the dealio with the go? Is it the Golden Globes they're dumping?
Yeah, and I still don't know why they're doing it.
Because of the
I can't.
criticism of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. And remember, not enough blacks
Yeah.
and all of that. So they said, no, don't worry about it. We'll do it another year. I guess they feel like we still need to heal and it's not that important. But no, they're not going to broadcast it.
So I wonder, someone's gonna pick it up, Art. Come on now.
Well,
Some channel's gonna pick it up.
we'll see. We'll see. But that's what their announcement was today. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. All right. So our
Mhm.
good friends over at Lay's Potato Chip have announced 3 new flavors. You know, every year they come out with a new wackier flavor.
Yes.
So Jay's Wavy Jerk Chicken, Jay's Chili Mango, and Lay's Summer BLT, which will taste like a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich chip. So you now have jerk potato chips, you have a chili mango, which is spicy and sweet, and then you'd have the BLT. Now, here's the horrible part about this pandemic and getting to be my age. Potato chips are the devil, and I love them. And especially if they're ones that have just tremendously great flavor. I just had some barbecue baby back rib flavored potato chips, and they were the bomb diggity, like you were eating ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, which of these 3 would you be interested in?
Realistically, the BLT, because I do like BLT. And when you have a traditional BLT, what would you want? Hips go with
Right.
that. So I would
Right.
like to see the difference, how my palate would take that. But yeah, I would do the jerk chicken. Jerk can be very, very spicy, and sometimes
Okay.
my tummy doesn't allow spicy.
Okay.
BLT, I could probably tolerate.
Okay. Very good. Now, if I were to buy you chips, what flavor chips do you like the most?
Barbecue.
Okay.
Barbecue and salt and vinegar. Those are the
Yes.
2.
I do
Those
love
2.
salt and vinegar. I do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, anything else we need to cover in gossip and entertainment before we go on to our first guest this evening?
I think we've covered everything. I want to make sure we did. Let me make sure. Check it out. Oh, this is a great story that you mentioned to me. A man, 79, went back to school to learn how to do his wife's hair. I think that is just so his
I
makeup,
thought
better
that
makeup,
was
because her vision is failing. Now that to me is the best story, a demonstration of unconditional love. And it kind of reminded me, honestly, and I don't want to get emotional, of my dad, my late father, and my mom. Because as all of you know, my parents were in a very bad auto accident. My mom, unfortunately, was in a nursing home the last years of her life. And whenever my father would come visit, he would always straighten up her bed. If whatever she needed, he was right there. So when I saw that story, I was like, my heart just
So let
melted.
me set the story up. 79-year-old man from Alberta, Canada, went to beauty school for a week so he could learn how to keep his wife beautiful by learning to do hair and makeup. His wife of 50 years, her vision is failing her, and she is very persnickety about how she looks and what she'll have on and all of that. And so in order to be able to help his wife, the lovely people at Del Mar College of Hair and Aesthetics offered him this 1-week course where he was able to go in and learn how to curl his wife's hair and how to put on makeup, how to take care of her skin and everything. And they allowed him to practice to do what he needed to do to be able to take care of his wife. Isn't that amazing?
That warmed my heart. It
Isn't
really
that
did.
beautiful? That is so beautiful.
Now that's unconditional love. All right, that's intimacy at its finest. So women
Oh,
talk about
absolutely.
you want true intimacy, that's it. You
Right.
understand?
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
no, you're absolutely right. The most
Mm,
beautiful thing ever to know
mhm.
at 79, he gonna go in and learn how to do some hair and makeup. And I can
Yes.
only imagine, the trials and errors of him trying to learn, but to know that he went there to learn is just the most beautiful thing ever. So yes, you are absolutely right about that.
Yes.
Yes. All right, very good. Well, how was your show on Friday night? You guys did a wonderful tribute
Oh,
to moms. So let's talk
thank
about
you.
Candid Conversations with K and K and how that went Friday night.
Oh my goodness. We honored moms. We had two moms, one seasoned who was a not only a mother, a grandmother, but a great grandmother and looked fine and fabulous, as well as a young mom who has two small children, but her cousin, her daughter, suffers from diabetes. And so with COVID and hearing the stories about how COVID affects individuals with pre-existing conditions, she's one when she heard the word diabetes on the television, she got nervous. So she decided to write a book called COVID-19 Blues. And her
Wow.
mom did the illustration. And I was just so impressed because I'm gonna be real. That young mother is a family member of mine. And so I was just so glad that her daughter, who happens to be my goddaughter, wrote this book. So I have another author in the family. So we talked about everything when how did they like being mothers, what's the hardest thing about being a mom in this day and age. And it was just a lot of wisdom, Art, a lot of love that was
Mhm.
exchanged between myself, as you know, my podcasting partner, Ms. Kim Coleman, the Sister Girl Speaks, and the two ladies. We just had a really good conversation. So
Nice,
again,
nice, really nice.
kudos to my moms, Mrs. Leori Moore and Mrs. Latoya Donald Pickett. Thank you for being part of our Mother's Day celebration on Friday.
Very good. Well, we hope all of you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. I saw all the pictures on social media. I saw all the tributes, the posts,
Yes.
everything. People did a great job. I was looking at how these mamas got this money in these envelopes. Some of you all need to treat your mama a little bit better now. I saw a couple of 20s and 50s. I was expecting these mamas to be raking in hundreds, but I mean, I guess we are in the middle of a financial something right now, huh?
Financial pandemic. How about that?
Is that what it is? I
Financial pandemic.
saw some 20s and 50s, but I'm like, y'all need to be breaking mama them hundreds off now. I don't
That's
know.
right.
That's just the way I look at it. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on this chilly Monday evening here in the Chicagoland area. It is the 10th day of May, 2021. Usually we are always advising you guys to wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, sanitize, all that great stuff. But it seems as if we are opening back up and the world is getting back to normal. We could be hearing from the CDC any day now that indoor mask wearing may not have to be anymore. We've agreed on this show that we will be wearing masks until Juvember of 2025. I feel as if wearing the mask helped to cut the spread of COVID, wearing the mask will continue to keep it at bay, as you said before, until we get 100% herd immunity. I
Hmm.
agree with you 100% on that. So what else is going on with that, Kay Renee?
I think we have covered everything. I'm trying to think, is there any other story that we need to talk about? I know with sports. I don't know if you're a sports fan. The Hawks, unfortunately, their season is ended. So,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but can I forget this? Elin Harris, one of your
Oh, oh,
favorites.
yes. Let's talk about the late great Elin
Yes.
Harris. Kay Renee, the one thing I'm gonna say about Elin, he was truly a trendsetter. He
Hmm.
was a man that spoke a lot of his truth.
Yes.
Invisible Lives and all of those books opened an entire different world up to me. I'm sure you and other people. So I want to know, because at one point African American females were quite upset about these type of stories and situations. So what do you feel about his work and where this is going?
Well, let me just say this, Art, and I'm going to be acknowledging and tell you, I've never read Elin Harris's books, but I had never read his books, but
Wow.
I knew who he was, and I was proud of him speaking his truth. And
Right.
being an author, it makes, when you're able to speak your truth in through the written word, it's very liberating. So for that reason, I've always admired him, but I never read his books. I was very proud of I'm always proud of authors, especially Black authors, because it takes a lot to get published. I don't care, I don't really care what color you are. It takes a lot to publish, whether you're self-published, whether you get
Right.
a publishing deal.
Yeah.
So, and given the time that he published Invisible Life, the AIDS epidemic was rampant. To be gay during his
Right.
time,
Right.
that was like a no. So for HBO to pick this up, to do this series on Elin Harris's books, to me should have been happening a long time ago. But I'm
Well,
glad, he agreed before his death to sell his rights to this company. I think it's Warner
mm-hmm,
Media, and
mm-hmm,
now they're going to produce something based on his book. So
mm-hmm.
again, it's too little. I mean, it's a long time coming, but the saying goes, better late than never.
Absolutely, because it's long overdue. Elin's
Yes.
work changed the way we thought about a lot of things. Our next guest this evening, she had even brought Elin Harris in. That's how we all got a chance to know and meet him and fall in love with him. He was just as powerful as if you would have brought Teddy Pendergrass into a room, because that was a time in our life when that was the hottest thing going. And so really long overdue, but I'm so glad to see my friend finally get what's due to him, as well as, and maybe it will help with a lot of the things that are still stigmas in the Black community, things that are still very dysfunctional in our relationships in this day and age. And so I'm looking forward to, how that'll all pan out for Mr. Elin Harris's work. I'm excited about that.
And the only one thing I wish he were alive now.
Yes.
To see now his works being presented to a new generation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Kay Renee, for bringing that up. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys. I wish I could offer you some of the Florida weather that I'm used to, but this weather here in Chicago is just horrible. I need to go back to 80s and 90-degree temperatures, but we'll figure it all out.
Be careful what you wish for.
But I love that type of weather. I love opening windows and having fans on and mojitos, and that's me. So we'll see. This 39 degrees tonight, that's for the birds, babe. That's really for the birds. It really is. All right. Well, our next guest this evening, it's an honor and a pleasure to welcome her tonight. Kay Renee, she kind of is sort of like you. She was a TV producer. She had a talk show. Ooh. She came to Chicago and took Chicago by storm. But the most important thing is that I cannot believe for over 25 years, Mary Green has been doing the Black Women's Expo. And I remember being there with her from the very first day of her saying, this is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to go. And last year, COVID set in and shut everybody down. And as I said in the beginning of our show this evening, Mary Green was the first person to announce that her expo would be back this year. I hadn't heard about the auto show. I hadn't heard about any of them things. And honey, when a Black woman tell you that something is coming back,
you better believe it. Bank on it.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, to give us a bird's eye view of what's coming back, how it's coming back, and how we can all participate, welcome to the show, our good friend, the legendary Miss Mary Green, founder and organizer of the Black Women's Expo. Yay!
Hi, Miss Mary.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
I am fine. And I don't mind the weather.
You don't really? Oh, Mary, come on. No, why? Come on, Mary. You done softened on me.
Why? Because I grew up in Rochester, New York.
I know, Mary. I know, Mary. No,
where snow was up to, 24 inches
Yeah.
of the night.
Mary, we need sunshine, heat. We need
Blue
all
sky.
those good things. Yes, that's what we need. Mary, you look absolutely amazing. How has the pandemic treated you? You made it through, but you had to learn to pivot and change in a time of world chaos.
Yeah, we and didn't think about it at the time that we were even considering that we were pivoting. That's a word I kind of hate right now.
I know.
However, we just kept working. This is honest to God truth, Chad, that we just kept, where people saying they quarantined for months. We were going to the office a couple of days a week. I mean, in April, so our show was to be the first weekend in April. They shut us down the middle of March or the 1st of March, 3.5 weeks before the show. And we decided that we were going to do something every week on Saturday, a virtual event that was going to be a piece of the expo. We were going to bring it to life virtually. And we did that. We first with the Lifetime movie premiere of the Clark sisters, and they were going to be at the expo. And so that was the very first week. Yes, they were coming. The whole thing. We were working with Lifetime. And then the second week we did, I think, one of our exercise, and we did some food, one of the chefs. And then I think the third week was when WVON and her whole girls came. Why am I drawing a blank on Melody Span? And 5 of the girls came together and did a thing called Made. And it was how they made it. So we for the whole month of April, we brought the expo to life. So we were going down a couple days a week, getting that together, being down there together when it was actually streaming on Saturday. So we were in the office. And then right after that, then we got snatched up to do a lot of stuff for the census. So we have been working, thank God we have been working.
I love that because not many people can give that testimony. Not many people can say that they kept their stride the entire time doing this, and of putting something together. Because again, Mary, 25 years, over 25 years now.
Yeah, we're in 26 now.
Right. And I was going to say, and you've welcomed celebrities, book authors, vendors from all over the world. Yeah. Let's go back a little bit to, again, from Rochester, television producer, talk show host, to wanting to put on such a major event for women. Why, Mary? Why did you decide to do it?
Well, it wasn't that I decided. I actually, I was the promotion director for V103, and, it was my job to do events. It was my job to do events for the listening audience, for our advertisers. And so we had, a couple of audiences that we were producing for. And the Chicago Black Expo had been, I think, 1 year old, and we had been a part of that. Then we saw for Sisters Only in Atlanta. It was 1 year old too as well. And, we had been receiving calls from our listening audience saying we weren't doing enough on the air in terms of programming. The FCC had relaxed a lot of the rules, and so we weren't doing a lot of community programming. And so, I just got this bright idea, okay, I can do that. And I'll never forget, I went to Barry Mayo. I said, let me do this an expo for our audience. So it should be about women. And so we just sat down and put together a plan. It was called an Expo for Today's Black Woman at that time. An Expo for Today's. We thought we were clever, but nobody could say it. So everyone said, "You that woman that do that Black Woman Expo, right?"
Right.
When I got a chance, that's what we did. We changed the name. When they finally, one of the general managers of the radio station looked at me one day. He said, "This is your show. This is not our show, and I'm going to give it to you." And I was like, "Whoa." But nice. 3 years into the expo, I was asked to go on the outside and produce it on the outside for them. It was too big for the radio station. I mean, they didn't like all of the calls, all of the exhibitors walking up there with their little bit of money. I mean, we had cars pull up, wanting to pay a portion of it, and the phone calls. It was just too much. And so I moved 2 blocks down the street. That's when the radio station was at River City. And found an office. I was at a meeting when someone said their husband was trying to sublease, and it was right around the corner from V103. I said, "I'll take it." And brought 2 of my staff people with me, And we just started to produce both. We started to produce the Expo, and I still would, was still the promotion director for the radio station for about 6 months until they found a replacement.
Yep, very good. That's
Yeah,
the
Wow.
that's the
that is how
backstory.
that happened.
Yes, it does. So now here we are. Let's fast forward to 2021.
Okay.
Mary, we've been in the house. We done gained weight. We done made muffins. We look, people done got divorced, having babies. You name it. But now you want us to come back out and celebrate. So now, what will this expo look like this year?
We are definitely going to celebrate. Like you said, we were one of the first that came out in January. One day it hit me in December. I said, we have to say something this is the year, that it is a new year and we're back. And I put that out there. We'd already, received a date from McCormick Place that we could, work on August 20th through the 22nd. But still, you don't know if it's going to happen because things were being moved. We had a date in April, and things just kept moving around. We probably had 4 different dates since the pandemic hit. And, but I always walked out on faith. I always just believed. My mother said, just keep, putting one foot before the other. So I'm like, okay, let's get a date, and we're going to put it out here. Everybody thought I was crazy in January. Mary, you can't be saying this now. No one knows whether it's going to happen. I'm like, but you know what? When you produce a show at this level, at this size, you can't, it takes more than 2 months to pull it together. We need months.
Right.
So we need to get people interested. We need to see if there will be any corporate support. So we did that. Didn't hear a lot for a couple months. And as things started to change, people started to change. And as the city finally opened up, it was so ironic, Chad Daddy, at the same time that the mayor was coming out to say that things were being lifted, we were doing a press release and doing a booth sale. So May 1st through the 7th, we just did a booth sale that ended Friday. And you would not believe the phones ringing off the hook. People are buying booths. I mean, one of my staff all day spent pulling together all of the applications that were coming in. So people are ready, and we do a half price sale. We've been doing that for years.
Yeah. Mary, I was so impressed. I said, wait a minute. Mary made an announcement. Then the mayor made an announcement. I said, now look at him now. Mary Green got some power, baby. Look, he announced first, then the mayor. I said, oh boy.
Oh, it happened. It was so perfect. It was so perfect because some of the corporate people started saying, okay, I got a call. Can we meet? I'm like, but how it's going to look, I will tell you. Thursday, we are going.
That's what we're interested in, right? Yes. Will there be a gala? Let's talk about all this.
People keep asking me about the gala. We love to recognize African American women. We had chosen the women last year. But we never had the gala. So we're planning to do something. Believe me, those women are still going to be, recognized for all of their achievements. We still have to do that. But we're going over Thursday to McCormick, I was saying, because they want us to move into a bigger space, Chad Daddy.
Oh, really?
They want to take us up to one of those. Yes. Take us out of that basement, which I actually love because the seminar rooms and all the breakouts are right there. You can't miss them. But they want us, to look at some space so that we can be more, distant. We can have wider aisles. We can have bigger space. And, that's one of the auto show floors. So we'll see.
Okay, very good. I'm very excited about it because I'm like you, Mary. We used to that good old basement. Where to go, where things go, all of that. So
we know how to drive underground to get to it and how to go around to the back dock. We know how to do all of that. So we'll see how this works.
Now, Mary, I understand you said virtually and then in person. So now, how will some of that work? Will it still be the seminars and will celebrities still be coming out?
The other new word everybody's using is hybrid. So we're doing a hybrid, event.
Yes.
Hybrid, which is, in person and virtual. And so what we decided, for any of those sponsors or small businesses that, may have some issue with still being in person, which by August, I don't think there'll be a lot of that. But nonetheless, we decided we would try to do a virtual expo. Expo as well. So August 20th through the 22nd is the in-person. And the following weekend, and someone said to me, how did you know to do the following weekend? I said, I don't know. I knew I couldn't do it all in one weekend. But what it affords us by doing it the next weekend, only 2 days, August 28th and 29th, is that the content, the seminars, the concerts, the fashion shows will all be taped and will be streamed the following weekend with those exhibitors. There you go, Mount. See, we'll all be streamed with those exhibitors and sponsors that are part of it. So we will have ready-made content as well.
Nice. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, we've all got to learn new ways of presenting things. So I think that's incredible. I really, really do. I think that's good. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are used to going out to the expo, there will be an in-person part where you guys can go. Social distance, wear your mask, do everything that's necessary, but get out and see each other. But then there'll also be something online for those that are just not quite ready yet. And I do get that. I really do. That's interesting in many ways. Any juicy secrets you might want to share tonight on the show? You know, like is a Michelle Obama coming this year? Or, you know, the vice president, maybe K. Renee, you gotta get a juicy tidbit,
it might be Biden or Kamala Harris. You never know. We're working on quite a bit to make this a spectacular event. But whether we have a celebrity or not, people coming together and these exhibitors coming together. I mean, I was looking at an application today. It was from DC and another one was from Atlanta. They come to our show from all around. So I'm just glad to see that still going on.
If nothing else,
Mary, I do have a question. All of the 25 years, your 26 years, but really last year was your silver anniversary. Who is your favorite celebrity that you featured during the Black Women's Expo? Because I remember going when I went the last time I went. Doug Banks was alive.
Yes,
and I was able to feature the Miss Teen Illinois because I was a judge. So that was my highlight, just to see Doug Banks again before, unfortunately, he made his transition. But who was your favorite celebrity that you featured of all the years that you've been a part of the Black Women's Expo?
Probably it was wonderful to see Robin Robinson.
Okay.
From ABC. Yes. She was just, getting over. Well, in fact, the day that she came, she had just had cancer treatments. And so she got on the plane and she flew right back. But that was an amazing meeting, I will tell you, because I don't know if you remember, Chat, you should remember that when we did the show in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yes.
Her mom was on the committee.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yes. I knew nothing about Biloxi, but the Convention and Visitors Bureau, brought us down there to bring the expo so they could bring African Americans to the coast from all of the other towns, from Jackson, Mississippi, and all that. And they put together, I said, well, we have a committee of women. And I said Robin Robinson, didn't I? And so
I knew what you meant, Robin Roberts.
We knew who you was talking about.
We knew who you meant. Good Morning America.
Right.
We knew who you meant.
But I want to clear that up.
We know, yes, but we knew who you were talking about. Yeah.
But her mom was on the committee and she had a tea party at her house for me once when I was down there getting ready for the expo. Nice. So, and her mom passed, and when they had Katrina, there was a lot going on. She couldn't find them, and there was a big deal, and they had to fly Robin down. And so she, I knew, and then after that, her father and her mom died. And I met them both. So when she came to the expo, I was so waiting in the wings. I had a picture of the committee and with me in the committee, and her mom was there. And she looked at it. I said, I have something to show you. And she looked at it. She said, who are you? Not have a picture of my mom. I said, yeah, I do. And so after she spoke, and we had media for days and cameras everywhere. When she came, she did the stage, and then they brought her off the stage, and she saw me. I was back there to say goodbye to her. It was taken right back out to the limo. And she said, can I have that picture? I said, yes, you can. and I gave it. Yes.
Oh,
I did. So she was incredible. But we have some other stories. Whether it's Cicely Tyson, Winnie Mandela.
Yes.
Oh my God. So, there were some people that I would never get an opportunity to meet, and that if it wasn't for the Expo, and I can't believe that we brought in those kinds of names, what we did. And we did. And we will continue to try to do that.
One of my most fondest memories ever was in Orlando, Florida, when you did the show in Orlando. And I was greeting limos of the celebrities, helping to get them in. And nobody told me that Vanity was actually in the back of a limo coming in. And she was an evangelist now.
Yes,
I didn't know any. And I opened that limousine door and it was her. And I almost passed out. I was like an evangelist now. Remember that, Mary? I was just like,
God, yes, I do remember her.
Yes,
I remember being in the room when she was speaking in her breakout room.
Yep.
But I also remember what most people they may know this about you. So we were living in this hotel that had kitchens and everything. We come back one evening. Chat Daddy has cooked an entire Southern Thanksgiving meal.
I believe it.
He did. He had gone and got the groceries, and he was in there just cooking away. And it was, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
I love you, my friend. You've done an outstanding job over the years. You have just kept people in the forefront of being aware, in the forefront of understanding how important and valuable we are. Yeah. And that's why the Black Women's Expo will never go anywhere, because Black women need to continuously be recognized on every level. And that's why I'm honored to have you here tonight. Really, I am. Okay, oh, my pleasure. Anything you want to say to our guest before we have to let her go tonight?
I always ask this question, Miss Mary. Besides your mom, and we just celebrated Mother's Day, who inspires you to be the best Mary Green this universe has ever seen?
Mary Green.
Oh my God.
Mary Green, right. That's a Scorpio, baby. That's Mary Green, right?
Oh, goodness.
Gosh, you said it for me, but I would never say that. But
right. I'm going to say it for you, Mary.
But ain't it the truth?
I'll say it, but I won't spend your money, Mary. I used to say that all the time. I'll say it, but I ain't going to spend your money. Right.
It's myself, and that's the good and the bad, because you can push yourself too hard. Because even my friends and colleagues would say, you are not going, all through COVID, you're not going to office, right? I said, why not? I mean, we're in a co-working space, maybe only there were 4 or 5 offices that were there out of 60, huge space. No one's near each other. I got out of the house. I live alone. It was like, I think that's what saved me during COVID. Just being able to get up and move. And it was hard for me to just sit still. So it's probably myself. But, my sons have always been, the reason that I do what I do.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm like Mary. Mary and I both are Scorpios. I used to tell her years ago, Kay Renee, I said, listen, Mary, I can say what you're going to say, but I'm not going to spend your money now, because I know what Mary finna say. I know exactly what Mary going to say about this. And Mary is going to be happy about this. Let's correct this. Right. So that's the Scorpio thing. It really is.
Got to correct it. I said, did I say Robin? I said, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Well, I love her too. Robin has been with us too.
Yes, all of the Robins. Well, very good. So how can people connect with the Expo? I'm going to put it here on the screen. Is it still too late to get vendor booths? What do we need to know to be able to connect with the Expo?
Our website, Be We Next, there you got it, knock.com. Look at you, right there.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Right, look, yes.
Right there on our website, you can get your application there. You can get information. Online, you can sign up for a booth, or you can download the application and send it in. But you can also, put your name in to get periodic alerts, so everything that's going on when it's going on. So we want to keep you informed.
And please follow Black Women's Expo on Instagram, Facebook, I'm sure TikTok, just like everybody else is on TikTok, all
Twitter.
the social media platforms, LinkedIn.
I don't think we're
you
on
name it.
TikTok yet. I don't know. Chelsea
Oh,
may have
Mary,
me on
look,
TikTok.
I'm loving TikTok, Mary. I never in a million years
Yes,
thought I would
yeah.
love TikTok. TikTok is the bomb. We'll have to
But
talk
you know
about
what? I hate to admit it, but I was on TikTok for a long time, for a while during the pandemic. And late at night, I'd just be there looking at people doing the craziest thing or looking at recipes. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, here's the deal. I actually took it and made it a marketing piece. And so that's what, absolutely. Because at first, Mary, I was like you. I was like, child, what kind of foolishness is this? And who mama letting their child? And why is you dressed like? And so, but then after a while, I kept saying, wait a minute, brother, you can turn this into a marketing piece. And that's what I've been doing. And that's how I create ads and everything now through TikTok. So I'm managing. Look, right. Wow. Look, if you all need a lesson in TikTok, hit a brother up. Yeah, because I love TikTok now.
You can do a virtual event, a virtual conversation on TikTok.
There you go, Art.
I'm telling you, because one of the things that happened recently, I went on a month or so ago. I hadn't been on in a minute. And I saw with this whole thing, you had to agree to some crazy. I was like, oh no. And I actually stopped at that point. So
yeah, don't fall victim to the foolishness on there. But if you actually create your own content on there, and every night I do our promo on there, my new travel series. You know, Mary, I've taken thousands of travel pictures, and those are my pictures to help promote my new travel series. And I put music behind it and voiceover. And
so you have a travel series?
I do. I have. It's called the Urban Global Traveler Series. It's brand new, and what I'm doing is starting to travel the country to do focus on health and wellness and how we need to heal from this pandemic. So I just did South Florida, Atlanta's coming up next, New Orleans, and then once we open back up, there'll be a couple of international trips. But it's all about health and wellness and how we need to get back out. Because I traveled during the pandemic. I had no fears of traveling. I wrapped up in saran wrap. I carried a bottle of bleach everywhere I went, and I traveled. Look, Mary, we were the only family in a hotel one time. We went someplace, but I traveled. I was adventurous. We Scorpios.
I know.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Travel. Yes. Well, ladies,
I'd like to know more about all of that. Yeah, that you're doing.
Well, we will have to make all of that happen.
You know, you gotta have a seminar. You gotta put one of those seminars at the Expo. One of those.
Well, you got it. You got it. Especially traveling again after this, because things have changed. They really have. No more our hotels giving you keys anymore. You need to check in with your phone now.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Yeah. The housekeeper does not even come to your room every day anymore. All of that. That has changed. Yes. So we can talk about all of that. Yay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our incredible guest, the creator and founder of the Black Women's Expo, coming back to Chicago August 20th through the 22nd. It'll be in person and virtual. 26 years of doing magic at its best. She pulls rabbits out of hats and all of that good stuff. The one and only, the legendary Miss Mary Green. Yay!
Thank you, guys.
We love you, darling. We do. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later.
Mary.
That was excellent, darling. Wasn't that amazing? That was great. That was wonderful. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. This gorgeous woman drinking out of her mug, and I'm drinking out of my mug. We got the ebony and ivory mugs going on. Is the amazing Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. How you doing over there? You doing okay? Wasn't that a great interview with Mary?
Oh my goodness. You know, as I said, I've been to the Black Women's Expo, or Expo for today's Black women when she first started. And as I shared with her, I was there. The last time I was at Expo, I got a chance to meet, again, Doug Banks, and featured the Teen Miss Illinois. She did an interview with Doug at the Black Women's Expo. So to actually meet her virtually, check. That's on my bucket list. That's been checked now.
Oh, I've been knowing Mary for so long. She just really is a sweetheart. I mean, and when she first started the expo, I was there right by her side. And the running joke back then was I knew it, if it was any problems, anything, I tried to cut them off, solve them, and say, now this is how Mary would do this, and I would never spend any more of her money. It might have been something where 1,000 more pamphlets needed to be, and I'm like, can't y'all cut a deal? Can't you do whatever? I ain't going to Mary about this. Figure it out, and come back. And I was like, Mary, I made the decision. I did not spend your money. And she was like, you did a good job. I was like, yay. So yes, absolutely. Yep, my beloved Mary Green. So all right. Well, coming up tomorrow night on the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, our good friend Dr. Janet Seabrook will be here with us. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and tomorrow Dr. Seabrook has written a wonderful article for the Crusader that she does a feature column in it, and it talks about mental health awareness. She'll be here tomorrow night. And then what else we got up on the program tomorrow night? I think something to do with spring cleaning at home, DIY spring cleaning projects. Right. We can help you get that bedroom together. How about that? How about
I got until the 31st, so look, I gotta keep.
We'll put you back in the co-host seat tomorrow night, and we'll clean the room while we in there. We'll clean the room. We can do that. How about that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you again for that. So hello, Carolyn Douglas. The
Hi,
birthday
girl.
Saturday was Auntie Carolyn's birthday. It was.
Oh, happy birthday!
Her birthday Saturday. It was. Oh, all right.
Cool.
Now, as we continue to move forward, yesterday was Mother's Day, and Kay Renee and I both are in what we consider the Orphans Club. And I know that's not a good way of saying it, but I was with a girlfriend yesterday, and I said to her, I said, sweetie, we're orphans. I said, so let's go grab us something to eat and do an orphan, whatever. And she actually told another friend, and the friend got like, orphans? Y'all ain't no orphans, y'all. Anytime you've lost your mother and your father, you are really an orphan. Now, I might be an old ass orphan, but nonetheless, I am an orphan. Yes, and what people don't realize, as much as we love seeing the tributes yesterday and people showing pictures of their moms and things like that, Kay Renee and I both did something that a lot of people did not get or understand. At the stroke of midnight yesterday, Saturday into Sunday morning, is when I posted my Mother's Day wish and went to bed. I talked to Kay Renee today. She said the same thing too. Why do you do that, Kay Renee?
Well, because, we're both orphans, and even though I lost my mom, it'll be 11 years on Christmas Day, I may add, it is still, the pain is still there. It diminishes over time, but it's still there. And I promised myself, God and I, we have a conversation. I said, Lord, I do not want to do the ugly cry this year. Don't let me do the ugly cry. And God, apparently he has his own agenda, because I had seen a few episodes. I saw the Red Table Talk with Miss Jada, Miss Gammy, and Willow, and they did a wonderful tribute. I said, see, you're going to make me do the ugly cry. Mm-hmm. And I see, Good Morning America honored a beautiful mom in North Carolina. Another ugly cry. And so it's just challenging. My mother, I'm her only child, and my mom was a protective woman like she was. She even, like I said, I did my own podcast on mothers, which I was glad and grateful for. But it's still very challenging because I miss her. I would want to get that knowledge. I'm sure like your mother, my mom was intuitive like nobody's business. She would tell you before it even happened.
Right.
And so I miss that. And, even more importantly, the fact that I would have had my daughter, had she lived, she would have been 9 years old this year.
Wow.
I miscarried my daughter. So it's still it stings. And people, not only I posted my Mother's Day greeting, I sent everybody else at 12 o'clock that I love, my tribe, Happy Mom's Day. I did all the texting. I said, I'm done. I'm going to bed. Because I just did not I did not feel as perky as a lot of people may think, and it's just very challenging. And for
Mm,
people, I say this, and I know you've said this on your show. If you have a mother that's still with you, you better give her roses now,
yes,
whatever it is. Pick up the
yes,
phone. If you haven't talked to your mama, pick up that phone and say, "Hey, mommy, I love you," because
right,
there's gonna come a day when she won't be able to answer. And
no,
then what are you going to do? That's the
right.
one thing that gives me comfort, Art, because I did everything I could for my mom while she was here. I just
Hmm.
truly miss her presence. And of course, I say this, and people who saw my mom's photos, she and Miss Riri, Aretha Franklin, could have been sisters
Uh-huh.
because they resemble each other like
Right.
nobody's business.
Right. Yes.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting. Well, on my list of things, crying is on that list, and it is natural to cry. The grieving process does include tear shedding. I was talking to or texting a friend today who lost his mom March 5th. I didn't know he had lost his mom. A couple of people I know have lost their mothers. It's never easy, you guys. And crying is something that is natural.
Yeah.
It is just a part of life. And so don't be ashamed or feel bad if you have to cry about losing a loved one. So that is on my list. Also on my list is give yourself time to let your heart and your head determine when it's time. So your heart is more important than your head. Your head will say, I'm fine, I'm good. Okay, mama been buried, all of that. Your heart speaks over your head every time. So
Mhm.
please follow your heart. Do not try to heal right away. If you feel as if it's still very painful for you, of course, it is very painful for you. You've just got to be able to keep yourself strong enough that you don't let that pain take you out of here.
Exactly.
Yes. Here's another point that I want to share with you guys is share your thoughts. Share your thoughts, much like Kay Renee and I share ours. Whenever I meet someone who has lost their parent, especially a mom, I was a mama's boy, that grieving process is a lot to deal with. So try to share your thoughts with people about your emotions, your feelings. You'd be surprised to know that other people feel the same way you do when it
Yeah.
comes to that type of situation. What do you think about that?
Oh, without question. When I share my thoughts on via social media in a more positive way, because you feel that if you can do that, someone else is grieving and they may get inspiration based upon what your words are. So that definitely
Right.
rings true to me. Yes.
Hmm. Very good. All right. Next on the list is take care of yourself. I'm always asking you, Kay Renee, how you doing? What you doing? You okay?
Hmm.
You good? How you doing? Where you at? What you doing? I know how to
Hmm.
take care of me, honey. I like good things and good things like me back. But that is probably the most important thing. What have you been doing lately to take care of you?
Actually, I listen to music. I will always, when I need to cheer up, I will listen to my favorite songs. Right. I journal, and if necessary, if I need to pick up the phone and call my tribe of sisters, I will do that as well.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah. I don't feel that when you have these feelings, you internalize it. That's not a good thing. It's not, because if you don't be able to express it safely, it can manifest in a different way. So
Mhm.
I really try to take care of myself in that regard, so I won't be totally devastated, because it can happen if you don't take care of you.
Right. You are absolutely right with that. So, with that being said, I want to remind everyone another thing that you can do to help you get through this process is to journal. Journaling was really popular in the past, but due to this pandemic and people having more time on their hands, people are now starting to journal again. With us having these electronic devices where you can kind of do this and say your thoughts and feelings, that helps quite a bit. But journaling how you feel helps you to keep track of what you've been through, where you're going, and what you want to do in the future, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. I started journaling actually 7 7 years ago, no, 8 years ago.
Okay.
And And once I started doing that, even in the midst of losing my dad, it helped and it keeps you
Mhm.
grounded. So no, I thoroughly agree with you that you should journal.
Yes, very good. Another thing that you should do if you are really still going through it, grieving the loss of a loved one, is write a letter to the person who died. I
Mm,
get more comfort in going to the cemetery, visiting my mother's grave. Anytime I have a major decision to make, anytime I'm having a change in life, anything that is major, I take it to that cemetery and take it to my mother on that tombstone. And so, what about, have you ever written a letter to your parents, or have you had that moment of connecting with them like that?
when after both of my parents respectively made their transitions, I will always go to the cemetery on those days, their birthdays,
Right.
Father's Day, Mother's Day, the day they transitioned. I remember the last time I saw my father, I could hear his voice saying, "Don't be coming here. You know what to do. You can talk to me in the house." So I have photos of my parents everywhere in this house. And so when I'm feeling not my best, I will talk to the picture and say, "Look,
Okay.
Daddy,
Right.
Mommy." So yeah, because my father, he never believed in, once a person transitions, that's it. I understand the rationale in doing that because I did it. But yeah, I have, if that's what gives you comfort, by all means.
Absolutely. Now you know I
Yes.
gotta make you laugh. So now them pictures don't talk back and the eyes don't move, do they?
No, because
Okay.
there's an app for that, and I will never do that because then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to have a conversation, different
I
conversation.
had to lighten up the moment there. So I was not trying to do that at your expense, but I had to lighten up the moment
I
because
would do that.
I ain't want you to cry. But I'm like, girl, okay, so the pictures don't, the eyes don't move, and they okay.
Mm-mm.
Whew, okay, because if you told me they did, I'd be like, okay, time to go to commercial. Time to go to commercial. Be like, and in 60 seconds, we'll be right back. And with that being said, the next thing on my list is to take a trip down memory lane. You and I often reminisce and talk about the good old days, things that we most remember. Oh, what is that? Your mom's obituary?
No, this is a legacy book that I had did on my mother
Oh,
for her
wow.
birthday, her last birthday. I did one for my father. So you talk about going back, this right here. As you can see, my
Wow.
mom's beautiful photo, and it has all, you talk about tributes, photographs. Every time I feel sad, I will retreat to this, and it just puts a smile on my face. So yes,
That is wonderful. That is
yes.
beautiful. That
So next
really
time I
is.
see you, I want you to take a look at it because that's something I
Okay.
had done, and then as a result of that, I had done a few other friends' books for their mom. So yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Very nice.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you seem to be everything that's on my list. You got it covered. Share memories, crying, take a trip back down memory lane, um, write a letter, journal, take care of yourself, share your thoughts, give yourself time to heal. Let me see. I have two more. The one thing that I think is important for everybody, if you find yourself in a situation where you are just having a hard time coping, find support. Now more than ever, it's okay to seek mental health therapy, counseling, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
If you need support, there are plenty of support groups out here. If you feel as if you're at your wit's end and don't know if you'll be able to go on or feel suicidal, we ask that you please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Their number is 800-273-8255. Again, that's 800-273-8255. It's all about health, wellness, and getting you the help that you need. And
Absolutely.
okay, Renee, I love how you say you have your tribe who you call and talk to them and help you when you're going through some things. And I think that's important that everybody develops that type of tribe.
Absolutely. And let me share this. All right, you mentioned about, you posted the National Suicide Prevention Line. After my father had transitioned, I was just moving. I never really did grieve. And it's because of one of my members of my tribe. She noticed that. And it was, I'll never forget, it was a February. I was cleaning and downstairs, I really just, I lost it. I cried incessantly for 3 hours. I couldn't move. She had called me. She said, Karen, please get help, because if you don't get help, you are not going to be here. And that's when your tribe, when they know you, who you are. And I had no problem once she, helped me get through that moment. I sought therapy, and the therapist gave me some coping mechanisms to deal with moving forward. So,
I
you
love
know,
it.
I will say, when you have a tribe that truly loves you, they're going to look out for you and make sure that you're okay. And it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be ashamed
Mm-hmm.
at
Yep,
all.
yep, 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 yep. You're absolutely right. You're
Yep.
absolutely right about that. Wow. Well, that's beautiful. And then last but not least, and this is something that I tell people, whether your mother died 5 days ago, 5 months ago, 5 years, 50 years, for me, it'll be 22 years, whatever the case may be gentle and good to yourself. Be gentle and
Amen.
good to yourself. Nobody else understands your pain. Nobody understands your sorrow and
That's
misery
right.
more than you do yourself. So I want to remind people to please be kind and gentle and good to yourself through the grieving
Amen.
process. Yes, with this being Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes.
Amen. I couldn't agree
All
with
right.
you more.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we hope that those tips were able to help you guys at least navigate. I know yesterday was excruciating. Yes, it was. It was excruciating for me, along with a lot of other people, but we were able to get through. Kay Renee and I felt this was the best conversation to have tonight with our audience,
Absolutely.
so that people are best able to understand that we also understand the loss, but we're also trying to move forward as well, too. All right, darling. Anything else you want to say to these people before we have to skedoodle, my dear? I seem like I'm losing my voice tonight.
Well, you need to get some tea, but I will say
That's what
this.
I'm drinking. I'm drinking
that-
my ginger tea.
I will say this. Even though our respected mothers may not have met in this earthly plane, I guarantee you they've met elsewhere, and they're probably looking down and saying, "Look at our babies. They're just they're doing the thing." And so
Doing the damn thing. Yes.
we're doing the doggone thing.
Doing it, doing it, and doing it, and doing it well. Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, this coming Saturday, May 15th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, yours truly, Chat Daddy, will be doing a webinar. The Insider Secrets to Successfully Booking Your Brand, Products, and Organizations with Chat Daddy. And it's not just this show, but it's to show you how you can book yourself, build your brand, all of that for your personal brand and product. I'm your instructor. It's at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're interested in attending, the price is below the bottom. It's well worth it. It's an hour and a half. You walk away with a lot of great knowledge. I also teach you how to do a promo in it. Kay Renee was one of the recipients. Kay Renee, could you just give a testimony of what you thought about the particular event?
I just truly didn't know what it takes to build your brand, and I really liked. I will say this to anyone who hears my voice. This is a master class. So Art really has a unique way of not only telling his story, but how you can build your brand. Whether you're an author, whether you're a chef, whether you're a non-for-profit, whether you just want to know how to do it, especially in this days and times. It's a different ball game. So one thing I learned is, proper lighting, for instance. You got to know how to look good, because again, this is your brand. Who you are, that represents your brand. So Art's going to really break it down for you. And so I'm just really blessed. I had the opportunity to attend his first masterclass on how to successfully build your brand. So I'm hoping all of you will attend his next masterclass coming Saturday, May the 15th.
Yay. Well, thank you, darling. I appreciate you much. We'll have to get you to hang out again with us if you're available. this week. I got some other things on this queue for you. You know, Dr. Seabrook coming back tomorrow night. Always a favorite.
Yes.
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 Amen. All right. Let's get that Karen's nugget of knowledge for the evening, and any closing thoughts that you have to share.
Well, today is Motivational Monday.
Motivational. Yes,
Motivational
darling. Yes,
Monday. And
darling.
since it
Yes.
is Motivational Monday,
Whoop,
I'm
whoop,
pulling
whoop.
up here. Hold on 1 second, because I posted it earlier today. I have 7 tips to improve your confidence now. You ready? Number 1, every day, be kind to yourself. Number 2, compliment others authentically. Number 3, be nice and spread positivity. Number 4, treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. Number 5, fake it till you make it. Number 6, don't let other people define your self-worth. And number 7, remember, Instagram is not real life, and you are beautiful the way you are. And that's Motivational Monday.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Instagram is not real life.
It's not.
Oh
And
Lord.
you're beautiful the way you are. You know how some people try to put themselves in a different looking all different.
Well, honey, that's the way I feel about TikTok, because people that do all kind of foolishness on TikTok. I use it for marketing. People on there doing I'm like,
foolishness.
Baby, body shaming is definitely out the question now. I'm like, lady, your man is gay. I don't care what it's a lot. It's a lot. That's all I can say. It's a lot. It really is. Yes, it is. All right. Well, with that being said, please support Karen at karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. Again, that's karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. Please check my beautiful friend out. She'll be back so we can talk more about her next show with K&K, which is doing really well, by the way. All right, my love. Well, we have come back. We want to remind everybody that on this show, we will be wearing our masks until Juvember of 2025. Do y'all know how much I done spent on these damn masks? So I'm sure we'll be wearing masks, honey.
Okay.
I got them to match every outfit and everything. So I'm sure going to be wearing my mask. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can say we ain't got to wear them no more. I'm going to be wearing mine.
Just like my mask.
Just like some of y'all ain't never let that Jerry curl go. I'm not going to let you.
Ooh, child, let's not talk about that. That's a show in of itself.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't forget my seminar this coming Saturday, May 15th, 11 a.m. Central Time. Booking at therealchatdaddy.com. Be there or be square, my friends. Be there or be square. Mm-hmm. All right. We've come to the end of yet another wonderful show. On behalf of my amazing co-host, the fabulous Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims. Thank you for the legendary visit by the iconic Miss. Yes. Thank you for the visit by the legendary and iconic Miss Mary Green. I'm making her a legend and icon, and just for coming back. All that. We love Mary Green. She's outstanding in many ways. Make sure you guys. Candace Lewis said no mask this summer. Candace, I get it, but I don't know. I still might be wearing masks.
I'm wearing my mask.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We will see. Yes. She said, I'm putting it out there. We see. I get it, Candace, but I don't know. I might still have to. Yeah, some of y'all had cooties before this. So, yeah, right. Some of y'all had cooties way before this. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of sexy with the mask, too. Plus, what am I going to do with all these masks?
You're going to continue to wear them until June, November 2025.
Right. They match my outfit. If I don't do nothing but come in and be like, and then take it off. Right.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, on behalf of Kay Renee and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, we thank you guys so very much for tuning in with us this evening. Be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, Mental Health Awareness with Dr. Janet Seabrook, noted family medicine practitioner, and spring cleaning tips and tricks. How about that?
Yes.
Yes. Get that room clean. Today is National Clean Your Room Day. All right. We love you guys so very much. Have a beautiful night. Thank you guys again for joining us tonight. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye.
It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.